What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Brave Exodus video, and for today we're going to be reviewing the global banner of Vaan, Vayne, Folka, and also separately, technically, Final Fantasy 1 Rain. So in this video we're actually going to be admitting the scores on the visual side. I'm going to be verbally saying them, and let's see if you guys like that better or worse. So I've done the visual scores for a little bit now, but I want to go back to just doing this and see what you guys think. But not showing them. I don't know. Anyways, Vaan's STMR is very good because it has the 20%, which is very rare. 20% elemental chain health, bringing not normal / elemental chain, which is just 100% more than Tiva's TMR. So it's very good because it's 200%, which is very good. So anyone can equip Fist, and it's two-handed, so it's actually a very good STMR. I've used it quite a bit on people that aren't himself. It also has 35% evasion on it, which is helpful for him. So, if you awaken this cooldown he has to +2, just with I think it's with enhancement stuff, it gets 160% fire and peril on a cooldown, which is very good. It can be available on turn 1. That's a very good ability, just 160% fire and peril. He has 2-stack Mirage ability, not as good as before when he cast it, auto-cast it in a 7-star form, but that's alright. 3 times mod boost for his SLB, which is decent. He has fire and wind, volting strike chaining. He has some killers, 5% cap, so he just needs 100% more. 30% evasion. He would have 65% with his STMR. 45% charging chance. I mean, that's just. You might as well just say 50%, but it's 45. His normal attack has 85% full break, so if you ever need to do that, you can do that. His LB. 87% spirit break, 88% defense break, 145% human killer for everybody, 145% fire and peril, and it's 27 hit, 150 times fire physical damage. And on the GB version there's a delay involved, so hopefully Global's gonna fix that, but I'm really doubting it. Okay, the SLB attack and magic 85%. 87% spirit break, 89% defense break, 160% human killer for all allies, 160% fire and peril. There it is. There's the uniqueness of him. 250 times fire physical damage, 27 hits. So normally on the JP version I just use this without any kind of chaining. I just use it as the first thing before my chainers and finisher go at it, because honestly there's just no. It's tiring to even try to time this with a regular bolting strike chaining. It's kind of annoying. So, some cons, and this one's not really that big of a con because it's pretty good anyways, but his TMR is required to be good at all times. Sometimes maybe you might not be able to do that because you want to have something else in that slot, but he needs this TMR so you get 100% TDH, so you'd have more. You'd have more TDH and also 50% LB damage, and on top of that, 500 flat attack. His SLB, like I mentioned, has that there's an annoying delay involved, or there's a small ramp up. So it's actually pretty annoying, which is going to drag down the score. We're going to have 2 scores here. So score 1 is going to be, if there's no changes, he's going to be going to 7.5. If there is a change, he goes up to 8.5 out of 10. So hopefully they'll be changing that. He's a very good breaker in terms of fire and peril. Obviously, for global, not as good breaks for everything else, but there is no one else who can do 160% fire and peril. Also has 160% human killer, which I've used on occasion, which is very useful. So there's that for him. Let's move on to the next unit. You have New Vision Awakened Vayne here, and his STMR is very good for himself, so I'd recommend getting that for himself. He has 300 times bolting strike chaining. Okay. He got some killers. Most DPS have killers nowadays. 500% cap, 250% LB damage. His SLB is a 200 times versus fairies, and also 160%, 160 times physical damage, not an elemental, so that's good. And it's also 87% attack and magic break. It's not too bad, and 13/1 hits, so it's pretty good. If you change this with another Vayne at the SLB, it's pretty good. He has Dispelga, I guess. He has a 30% attack buff, 150% LB damage buff for allies on awakening to +2, so that's okay, I guess. And here's his best move. The Divine Sword can become a 476 times mod that can be triple cast and has critical hits. If that means anything. I don't know. I don't think critical hits have ever really meant anything, but it is critical hit. But you can only do this if you unlock it. And it's kind of annoying to unlock it because you have to waste something to do it. So I remember it being like really annoying to keep it on. You have to keep it unlocked at all times, pretty much. And it's kind of annoying, but here's the con we're talking about right now. Is the strongest move, Divine Sword, is locked, so you gotta unlock it every time. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 7 out of 10. A very good, very good Neovision Awakening. I've already shown you guys how much attack this guy can get. Make sure if you want to use this guy, make sure to get that raid equipment fully crafted, because it gives him even more attack. So you really want to go ahead and get that. And after this raid is over, you can't get it ever again. So just go and get that. Seriously, go and get that material, or get those clothes. I mean, sorry, not material. We got Neovision Awakened Folka, which a lot of people are looking forward to. I was looking forward to her as well. Let's go into her. So her base form, all she gets is 200 MP for all allies per turn. It's actually not that bad. Keep in mind as well, remember that she also has some LB fill per turn for herself, I believe. I'm pretty sure Global got that. If they didn't, that sucks, but I'm pretty sure they got that as well. So she'll be able to recover even more MP per turn if you need that. Under Brave Shift form, she has 500% cap, 400% magic TDH, which is very nice actually. 150% LB damage passive. She's got some killers. And she also has some Fled, Bolting Strike, and Chaos Wave Awaken Water Chaining. And she also has some non-elemental, I don't know if it's imbuable, I can't remember if it's imbuable or not. 200 times Bolting Strike Chaining, that's just an ability. But I think it might be imbuable. Her LB on the Brave Shift form is a 250 times 3-hit move, so it's something. So some cons, they didn't really give her anything on her base form, as you can see there. And no triple cast, sadly. It would be pretty good if she had triple cast, but I think she's still fine. I mean, it is what it is. And her Brave Shift is just an okay water mage finisher. Just, if you had nothing else, if you had no other water mages, really, you could just use her. It's fine. So I'm going to give her a 6. She's okay. She's just an okay Neovision Awakening. I wish she could have been better, but she's just okay. Not terrible though, because she didn't get a huge low score. Then we got we got Final Fantasy 1 Rain. His STMR is very good for attacker rolls, so a lot of the units in the game. In his base form, he has Fire, Bolting Strike Chaining. He has some breaks, 30% TDH, 5% cap, 150% LB damage, some killers. He has a 300% stat buff for himself, 60 Elbagosh fill, and also some mitigation for himself to start. Not too bad. His LB, 21 hits, 130% Fire Imperil, 150 times mods, and also 50 times mods for 3 turns for his LB. For either LB, it's pretty decent. In the Brave Shift form, he has 200% LB damage, 150 times mod buff for LB, and he stacks with the base LB because they're from different sources. That's decent. And his Brave Shift LB, 130% Fire Imperil, 150% Beast Killer for himself, and 200 times mod, and 220 times mod versus Beasts, 7 and 1 hits. And keep in mind, you're also getting 100 times mod boost if you use the LB, and then the base LB, and then use the ability in the Brave Shift form, which would leave you for only one. Basically, I think that maybe 2 turns, But honestly, other than that, he's just okay. Obviously, he's gonna do damage, but is it gonna be amazing damage? Not really. And you gotta pull for this guy. I mean, you'd rather just get him off banner or something. One of his cooldowns is just the Neovision Rain cooldown with the Beast Killer. I don't understand. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be locked on global, and if it is, that's just embarrassing. No infinite turns, so you can't really take advantage too much of his base LB helping out his Brave Shift LB, but it's a little different. And the most obscure thing is that, like, it'd be nice if the Demon Rain had this ability, but he has a 1000% normal attack buff for each turn with no normal attack ability, so it doesn't really benefit from it all that much. And the last one, no extreme no frames. So it would have been nice if he had those instead of his Brave Shift. I'll be doing like 7-1 hits, so it's gonna be a finisher. So I'm gonna give him like a 5. He'll do damage, but are you really gonna pull for him? I wouldn't say he's S-tier fodder, but he's edged towards that line of S-tier fodder pretty much. He'll do damage, but it's just like, is it worth it when there's better? Not really. I'm just trying to put some positives on this unit that most people are looking over. He's not worth looking at too much, but I do look at him every now and then. Maybe he'll get buffs in the future. I don't know. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. We actually wrapped that up pretty well with only 11 minutes pretty much. So if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video. And let me know in the comment section down below. Give me some feedback if you like the score on the screen or you just like me saying it. So let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Let me know if my scores are on point, or am I overlooking something, am I underlooking something? And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.